My name is Matthew Myler, and welcome to Point. Point is the leading visionary of a greater South Africa, and we hope to empower young up-and-coming South Africans by providing them opportunities that result from the breakdown of mental and physical barriers. Today, our guest is Thando Dlamini. Thando Dlamini is a poet, a writer, and an aspiring author. She has authored the books A Sublime Vision of Love. She has been, please do correct me if I'm mistaken, a 2020 nominee for Best Poet. And she has been an Asia Miss Model United Nations. I still get really confused with that. Asia Miss Model United Nations contestant. Thando, the poet, thank you very much and welcome to Point.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for having me, guys. Just to disclosure, Noodles is a nickname that only Matthew calls me by. But honestly, thank you so much for having me on this platform. I am really looking forward to what you have in store for me today.
That's amazing. So yeah, man, Noodles. I really love the fact that you really love food. Like your favorite noodle, maybe I think we can start off there. What was your favorite noodle meal? And why do you love it so much?
Still is Durban curry noodles. For me personally, that's like comfort food, soul food. It just makes me, when I'm having a really stressed day, like I am craving noodles. It just calms me down, puts me back together. So yeah, I don't know. I just love spicy things, I guess.
Keeping your life exciting. I mean, and in line with, keeping your life exciting, you've got such an interesting bio. At the age of 21, I got it right. At the age of 21, you've accomplished so much, a lot more than, what your average person would have accomplished. Looking at, the fact that you've already authored 2 books and not just one. You've got an entire collection of poems, and you've even featured on SABC1's Gospel Unplugged. I think the number one question that I would ask in this situation is, how did you do it? What motivated you? And where do you get that drive and passion from?
I think, from growing up, from primary, I've always been like the outspoken girl that loved reading and writing, but the passion the skill rather turned quickly into a passion in high school, where writing became more than just a skill, but like some form of lifeline for me. Because when I was in grade 10, I started writing poetry in grade 9, but when I was in grade 10, like things just started happening in my life, like a lot of things I couldn't really deal with. So I fell into like situational depression, and I was that kind of person that always made sure that other people were okay and never really sharing how I was really feeling inside. So the best way to like express what was really going on inside of my mind, I used to write a lot. And that kind of pulled me through for years. Till today, I process my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts, my observation through writing. And what inspires me is that I am a fan of doing more than one thing. I believe in passion for purpose, which basically means that in life, you can be good at more than just one thing. If you're a varsity student and you can't only have your academic be the only focus that you're on. Life has so much to offer that I really preach the whole gospel of do more than one thing. If you're really good at thinking, dancing, writing, acting, and you're also focusing on school, just try and balance both, because I think there's just beauty in utilizing all that you have, and there's beauty in tapping into your potential.
That's so amazing. Passion for purpose, tapping into your potential. Like it's such a dynamic thing to do. And I know not many people actually do have that skill, and not many people do have that motivation or do have that drive. So I think, from your side, who were the inspirational people that, got you to actually step out and be like, passion for purpose? I may not have the time, but I'm actually going to embark on all of these things. Who were the people that have helped you get to where you are? And how,
so
yeah.
the first person would have to be my mom. You know, my mom like literally allowed me to be myself, like spread my wings and fly. And from a very young age, she's always like kind of supported the things that I was really interested in. So my mom, like my family never really limited me. They allowed me to be me. And then like people like my aunt is an aunt of mine who has like traveled the world through her work. And, you know, you're not subjected to sitting in an office only, you know, sitting in an office only like 5 to 9, 9 to 5, that type of situation. You know, there's so much more to life. And another person that really inspires me is Unomzamo Mbatha. Like that woman is just like, guys, can I just meet her one day? She's really remarkable. And her vibe, yeah, like, you know, she does the most and she's humble, but she also teaches young people that go out there and do it, just do it. So like people that have that vibe of like, you know what, tap into your passion, like your purpose, your potential, whatever it is that you want to do, continue doing that. So I think that's what inspires me, or the people that inspire me rather.
So very, very intricate support system. Apart from, you know, the people that inspire you, you sound like you've got a very intricate support system.
I do really.
And you know, it's really amazing to hear that your mom was one of the people that inspired you, or actually, you know, supported you through all of your endeavors, and be like, hey, go out, chase your passion, and do as much as you can.
Yeah.
So, you know, in line with that thought of going out and doing as much as you can, I think, you know, the one thing a lot of students don't understand, or a lot of people don't understand, is that they feel like they need to go through the conventional way of doing things. So go to university, get your degree, and then you can start living out your passion and doing all these other things. So what is it about you that made you decide that I'm not going to go that route? I'm going to find a support system. I'm going to find people that inspire me, and I'm going to live out my purpose for passion. Was it passion for purpose?
I mean, guys, life is so short to live it like in a straight line. There's so much curves in life that can lead you to amazing destinations. So realizing that from a young age, and I think something that really kind of pushed me a lot was that in high school, I was like always really great in like language, literature, you know, life science, things that required me to read and like analyze a lot. But then when it came to things like maths and science, like there were limits there. So I kind of like compensated with the other things in life. And that kind of like taught me that, you know what, you're going to be good at something and you're not going to be good at something. But whatever it is that you can do, do it to the best of your ability. And that kind of gave me a drive, you know what, that just to push yourself, just because you cannot do something does not mean you cannot do like something else. And also, it's a question. I'm just trying to remember one of the first things that you said. We're living in an instant world. Like the world is moving so fast that like conventional ways are kind of like a thing of the past now. You know,
Yes.
Like get with the program. And there's nothing wrong. Also, I need to like emphasize that there's nothing wrong with going that route. It has worked for a lot of people, but given the opportunities that we have today, you would be like selling yourself short not to like do more, basically. If I can put it like that.
Not living up to your potential, in other words.
Exactly. Like do the most, Matthew. Like you're in school right now. Here you are busy, like having such powerful initiatives. Like what's stopping other people from doing the most? Like something that I always preach is it's obviously passion for purpose and never to sleep on yourself. Like there are over 7 billion people in the world, and you cannot tell me that you will get the same reaction from everyone. So if you need help with something, go out there. Someone out there is bound to help you. The world has a lot of gray areas in it, but it also has amazing aspects in it.
So you've mentioned this aspect of going out there and asking people to help you, right? So my question in that regard is um, thinking of along the lines of what you do as an individual, your written arts, your things like your poetry, your writing, your language. These are all sort of solo creative arts, right? So how do you then go about finding those people that are willing to help you? How is it that as a solo artist, you've managed to thrive in a world where you need other people to help you out? How did that work out? What is the magic behind that?
Firstly, I think you need to do like research, just check what's out there. Honestly, check what's out there. And then once people start recognizing like what you do and like the worth of it, the quality of it, they even start pitching in. Like, I mean, I've had people show me things that I wasn't even looking for. Like, no, there's this like a poetry thing going on. I think you'd really be good at it. Or there's like this event that's happening. Are you interested in coming through? So I think the first step is to put yourself out there, and put in the work or in the content that you create, put in the work and the effort in it, so that when people receive it, they see it, I can literally see this person's like passion, and then just honestly, a lot of these things that I'm getting is I was willing and, strong enough or courageous enough to put myself out there. And regardless of what I receive, I knew that I would get like positive feedback somewhere, somehow. So I think that's what it has been working for me, putting myself out there, people seeing my work, people that find it amazing, come back to me and like just tell me about different opportunities that are there. And also, like I said, I'm not afraid of asking for help. Like, I'm like, what? I'm an author. I really need a publisher. Can someone please help me? Like, I can send it to 10 people. Probably 8 won't respond, but 2 might. So I'm not afraid of asking for help when I need.
So in a nutshell, it's almost like even though you're a solo artist, you've got like a team of people that you refer to help you grow as an individual.
Exactly. I mean, for an example, with the second, currently the third book, rather, because I'm working on a sublime vision of love 3. So,
ooh, 3.
Guys, like it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. So something amazing happened. Like I was just saying, if you put your heart out there are people that are gonna recognize and actually want to be a part of your journey. So this person's like, no, I read your book, I saw your illustrations, like I love your book so much, and I really wish to work with you on like the next book that you're working on as your illustrator. I was like, what? Okay. And I went to this person's page and I saw that their work is really proper. So people like they see and they want to be part of it, because you know what? People are attracted to being a part of something bigger than themselves, So if it means helping someone else besides myself, people want to be part of that. There are people that still want to do good and see other people do good. So, yeah.
People want to be part of something other than themselves, something greater than themselves.
Exactly.
I love that. And it never occurred to me up until now that you mentioned. I always thought like book writing was, a solo thing. You design your cover, you print your own book. And now when you mentioned the idea of an illustrator, it kind of gave me some insight, and I was like, oh wow, there's actually so many people that are involved in creating a book.
So many people that are involved. I mean, I edit my book probably like 6 times, and I still send it to other. I mean, for an example, I even sent you a manuscript of my book to like help me like read, So people around you, like, I mean, these people are not in isolation. There are people that can help you out there, and you're one of those people. So I'm like, Matthew, you're really good at like grammar, language and stuff. Please read through this and tell me if it makes sense. Or, I literally use the support that is around me. Like help sometimes is not really far fetched. It's just within your space.
I like that. I like that. So the team is actually not necessarily in individuals or like that you're paying or anything, but it's people that are willing to support your purpose, your purpose that you're trying to achieve.
Exactly.
Mm. I mean, that's really amazing. So you've mentioned, your support system. They're willing to help you achieve your purpose. You identify them based on the skills that they bring to the forefront, right? So, what is the number one lesson as a solo artist, which I don't think exists anymore after hearing just how intricate your networks are. Like I don't think a solo artist exists. But as yourself, having worked with so many people, having established so many support systems, what would you say is the number one lesson that you've learned when it comes to working with other people or getting other people to help support your vision?
I love that question. I love it so much. And I'm also passionate about the answer about it. Like, I'm a very passionate person when it comes to like creative. So I'm using that word a lot. But the first thing, my Black Colorful book took 3 years for me to even like kind of finish because I started it when I was in grade 11 or 10, if I'm not mistaken. And I only had it published when I was in my first year. So like basically almost 4 years later. But you always put in the work, like work, so that when help or an opportunity finally, eventually comes, it finds you halfway. A lot of people are like, no, but no one wants to help me. Obviously, no one is gonna help you when you want them to receive you at a zero. Like at least you're on a 50, on a 60 somewhere. Like meet the opportunity, meet the help, like halfway through. Basically, like what I'm saying, that people are attracted to effort, and be it like you're trying to get like an investor in your business, your company, or sponsors. You like, even if a simple thing of like, for you to get a bursary, you need to get proper marks because effort attracts attention. So that is what I was saying, that the key for me personally is to put in the work, even if it's gonna take time for someone to see me or eventually get the, oh my word, this person's work is really good. Keep putting in the work, put in the effort, so that eventually, like when the 100 comes, like they meet you at your 60 or your 70. So effort attracts attention and opportunity.
I really, really, really love that. So just to, put this back into context to summarize it, you're saying that the most important lesson that you've learned from working with other people is that you need to have developed yourself to a certain degree, but most importantly, you need to put in that effort because people are attracted to effort, and that effort is what brings opportunity. Did I get that right?
Exactly. I feel like this is like some academic like situation, but exactly, like you reflecting, you're exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Thando is also studying psychology, and what she's referring to right there is counseling skills of reflecting. She's showing off her skills.
I couldn't help it. You're so good at it. Yeah.
So yeah, man, that was, I think, for me, from this entire conversation, that was a very profound point. And as I was mentioning in a little reflection, it's so relevant to the South African context, especially because all of us, well, theoretically speaking, without offending anyone, we're sitting on a zero and we're expecting people to just help us or take us from a zero to 100. Hence, we rely on the government so much. We're like, nah, government will do this. Nah, I'll sit around and somebody will find me and, help me build my vision or build my dream. and yet we forget that we still need to put in the necessary effort. So I absolutely loved how powerful that point was. Noodles, wow, man. Thank you very much. Very, very insightful.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you so much.
So
I live by that. I was just saying I live by that. That's like an important message that everyone needs to hear, that people want to help you, but they want to help something that is something, you know? So yeah.
100% totally agreed. And just to summarize everything we've discussed so far, and please do pitch in if I've missed out anything.
Sure.
It's been such a treasure chest of information. So, the first thing, one of the important things that I've picked out from our conversation today is, firstly, understand your support systems. Understand who are the people in your circle that are willing to help you, be it your family, in your case, your mom, your aunts, and your inspiration models. Secondly, understand their skills and understand how they can support you as an individual. So your team is not necessarily just a group of individuals that you're paying or a group of individuals that you call your team, but it can also be very much your support system. So understand them, understand their strengths, and then understand how they can help you. But most importantly, before the important part, you need to understand your purpose.
Yes.
Please repeat that phrase.
Passion for purpose. What it means, do not sleep on yourself. Whatever it is that you're good, you can be a doctor and still be a great dancer. Who is to say you can't do both? I mean, balance yourself, balance your talent, balance your skills.
Passion for purpose, ladies and gentlemen. There it is, directly from the poet's mouth. Ooh, that's got a nice ring to it. So have a passion for your purpose. Partake in as many things that you feel you love. Don't limit yourself to just one thing. You may feel you don't have the time, but if it's really important to you, you will find a way to make it work. So don't sleep on yourself. Very, very important. Don't sleep on yourself. And the most powerful and point that kind of contextualizes everything that we've mentioned so far involves effort. Put in that effort. Don't sit on a zero and expect expect people to want to be willing to help you. People want to see what you can do as an individual, and they want to see just how much effort you're willing to put in to, bring your passion to life. So effort is very attractive. Bring in that effort. Noodles, did I leave out anything?
You didn't. Like, why are you flexing? Why is your reflecting skills so on par? Like, you didn't leave anything out.
Oh, man. I think, my ability to reflect everything is just actual reflection of how well you had articulated it as an individual. It's always easier to reflect things that someone makes easy to understand. And I really loved that about our conversation. It was nothing too complicated, no academic jargon, no complicated jargon, just general. I think they would call this street talk.
Yeah,
average street talk.
Who says don't sleep on yourself? Like, it's us. It's real language. So yeah.
So once again, Noodles, Ndo the poet, thank you very much for featuring on Point. We absolutely loved it. It was an absolute pleasure to have you. And I think this is the perfect way to end off my night. I really, really appreciate this conversation, and I really, really loved your insight. I've seen a different side to you, and I'm fascinated. I guess that's the perfect way to put it. I'm very fascinated. So thank you very much again.
Thank you so much for having me.